Hi everyone, this is Meg from Concord Public Library Children's Department. Welcome back to Virtual STEAM. Today I'm going to show you how to do magic milk, and from that we'll do a craft project of marbled paper. To get started, you'll need the following supplies. You're going to need a container for your milk. I'm using a 13 by 9 glass pan. You need milk, and it could be almond milk or cow's milk, either one, but the higher the fat concentration, the better. I wouldn't use fat-free. I'm using 2% milk. You can use either Q-tips or cotton balls. Cotton balls work best, but if you don't have them, use Q-tips. Dish liquid and food color. So to get started, you're going to take your milk and you're going to pour it into the container, the pan. You don't need to measure, you just need to make sure that it covers the bottom of the container. Then you're going to take your food color and you're going to put a few drops here and there. You can choose whatever colors you want. I'm using yellow, I'm going to put a little blue. Add some red. You can place it wherever you want, use whatever colors you want. A couple drops of green. There. And then if you have cotton balls seem to work best. Just grab a cotton ball. If you don't have them, you can use Q-tips. They have cotton on the end. And then you're going to saturate your cotton ball with the dish liquid. Make sure you get a good amount on there. Okay. And then set your cotton ball in next to the food color and watch what happens. You see all the colors racing? They're trying to get away from the dish liquid. Look at the colors swirl. Then you can take one of your Q-tips if you're using Q-tips. It would have the same effect. Let's saturate one. Let's set it down in the corner here and see what happens. Look at it, it's running away from the dish liquid. And pretty swirling colors. Isn't that neat? Let's try another corner. What happens when we set it in down here? It just keeps on racing. Try a different cotton ball. You guys can experiment with this and try different positions of the cotton ball. Let's go into this corner and see what happens. That's really pretty neat. I'm going to move this one. So what's the science behind magic milk? Milk is mostly water, but it also contains vitamins, minerals, protein, and tiny droplets of fat suspended in the solution. Fats and protein are sensitive to changes in the surrounding solution. When you add the food coloring, you can see that it does not mix up like it would if you put it into water. Food coloring added to water quickly dissolves, but on the milk, it stays on the surface. Add a little bit more. Okay. The molecules on the surface of the milk have a strong connection to the molecules surrounding them, and together they form a film on the surface of the milk. This film is like a little wall holding your food color drops on the surface. The phenomenon is called surface tension. So soap is made up of two sides. One side is hydrophilic, meaning that it is attracted to water. The other side is hydrophobic, meaning that it dislikes water, but it is attracted to fat and oil. Okay. So your soap works by grabbing the oils on its hydrophobic side and bonding with water on the hydrophilic side. When the soap is washed away with water, it takes the oil and fat along with it. You've probably seen this when you're washing greasy dishes. When you add water to your plate, nothing happens. The grease just stays there and doesn't mix up with the water. But as soon as you add your dish liquid, the grease and the water can start mixing up and you can clean your plate. When dish soap is dropped into the milk, there's a swirl of activity because the soap molecules are finding and bonding with the fat molecules. We'll add a little bit more. There. So they're bonding. So it looks like the milk is exploding into a fireworks of color. And that's why you want to use the higher content, fat content milk, because it produces a better explosion of color. There's just more fat to combine with all those soap molecules. So eventually your soap becomes evenly mixed with the milk and the action will slow down and stop. Try adding another cotton ball or another Q-tip to see what happens. Okay? If you see more movement, then you discovered more fat molecules that haven't yet bonded with the soap. Try this experiment using different fat content milk. Try fat-free, 1%, 2%, and whole to see the difference and make note of how it varies. For the marbled paper art, you're going to need to protect your table, so you could lay down a newspaper like I have, or use paper towels or a cookie sheet. And then I have watercolor paper, but I know not everyone has that at home, so if you don't have watercolor paper, go ahead and use computer paper. Okay, so now that we have our swirly milk, let's remove the cotton balls, and we'll take our paper. I'm going to use the watercolor paper. We'll lay it down on that and let it set for a minute. Just let it kind of soak that up a little bit. And I'm just going to take a corner of it. I want to get a little bit more swirl on that, so I'm going to drop it back in for another couple of seconds here. And we'll take it out. And set it aside to dry. If you don't have the watercolor paper, go ahead and use regular paper. Take that out and lay it down. Ooh, that one came out really pretty. Okay. Then we'll let these dry, and once they're all dry like this, then you can fold it in half and make a greeting card out of it. And there we have our magic milk and marbled paper. Thanks for joining me for Virtual STEAM. See you next time.